Hello, hello! Welcome to the origins of the mysterious music group known as Nightcord 25. This video is a bit of a special one, so the following section is a message to all of my returning viewers. If you're new here and would like to go right to the actual intro of this video, please skip to the timestamp listed on the screen. To all of my returning viewers, hello! Exactly 1 year ago, I uploaded my very first YouTube video. It was a story summary of Nightcord's first event focus, Imprisoned Marionette, posted on Mafew's birthday. And in hindsight, it has become a terribly embarrassing watch, so please don't subject yourself to that if you don't have to. It's been a wonderfully amazing year, what with all the content I've put out, all of the thoughtful comments I've received, and the amazing support from you all, my lovely viewers. Allow me to thank you for everything that's happened in the first year of my YouTube channel. That said, I never did make that Nightcord main story summary like I promised, did I? Well, what better way to celebrate my 1 year anniversary than to make the only video that's ever been requested of me? Sorry it's taken so long. I finally got into my groove with VBS, and by the time I was ready to start producing this video, I realized my 1 year anniversary would be happening soon. I originally didn't want to make this video since there are plenty of Nightcord main story summaries out there, which meant that there was no reason for me to add my voice to the choir. But enough of you asked, so here we are. If you've watched any of my Nightcord summaries, I want you to forget everything you know about them. Or, maybe, you can look at this origin story through the lens of what's to come. This is the true beginning. We're going back to where it all began. Nightcord 25 is an anonymous music group that operates from the late hour of 1 a.m., hence the 25 o'clock in their name. You may often hear me abbreviate the name to Nightcord, N25, or Nigel, which is how they shorten it in Japanese. For the unfamiliar, Project Sekai has 5 units with 4 members each, with Nightcord as the 5th and final unit. Each unit has a 20-episode main story that was released alongside the game on September 30th, 2020, which is what this video covers. After this, each character receives dedicated 8-chapter focus events in rotations. These focus events are also accompanied by specific songs commissioned to go alongside the story. The main stories also receive commissioned songs, which are often referred to as the unit commissions. I'll get into the Nightcord unit commission at the end of this video since I consider it to be a bit of a spoiler. Now, you should be equipped with everything you need to experience the story of Nightcord 25. The clock hands inch forward. What good will come of the 1 o'clock hour?
お母さんのオルゴールが好きだった。体が弱いお母さんのために、お父さんが曲を作ってプレゼントしたオルゴール。作曲家のお父さんが作る曲は、優しくて、温かくて、聴くと幸せな気持ちになれた。いつか、私もお父さんみたいな曲を作りたいって思ってた。でも、お父さんはもう曲を作れない。私のせいで作れなくなった。
I now introduce you to our wonderful unit leader, Kanade Yoisaki, otherwise known as Kei. She and the other members of her group have never met in person. They've never even seen each other's faces, so they use their online aliases to refer to each other. Kanade gets a message from Yuki, one of her group members. Yuki tells her not to overwork herself, but Kanade must continue composing. She'll continue until one of her songs makes someone happy. Suddenly, Kanade's monitor flashes and a lone song appears in her files. It's named Untitled. Curiously, Kanade clicks on the file, and prisms flash as her surroundings blur into a barren wasteland of absolute emptiness. When Kanade opens her eyes, she's greeted by a young girl with twin ponytails. She says her name is Miku, and that this is a Sekai, a lonely world born from her feelings. not Kanade's, but some mysterious other girl who needs help finding her true feelings. When that happens, they will give birth to a song. So please, Miku asks, help her. She's so close. Closer than you think. Kanade voices her confusion, but time is short. She's thrown out of this mysterious new world with far more questions than answers. But because Kanade is Kanade, she chalks up the experience to a strange dream and gets right back to work. She's surprised that she slept for so long and wonders to herself if she's really sleeping enough, but the memory of her father flashes by and Kanade shakes away her tiredness. She must keep composing. So, what's the deal with this mysterious music group, According to these nameless commenters, N25's music is all the rage. The fact that they're an anonymous group is part of their allure, but really, it's the music that makes people flock to their uploads in droves. One commenter says that their songs reach deep inside your soul and gouge out your very essence. High praise if I do say so myself, but I'd have to agree. Kanade songs are absolute masterpieces. She gets a call from her grandmother, who is just checking on her well-being. See, Kanade lives alone and really only ever leaves her house to go visit her dad in the hospital. Her days are spent composing, along with an instant noodle break or two along the way. The day fades into the night, and we are finally introduced to our other two members. Say hello to Amiya and Enanan. Yuki was a bit late to the Nightcord call due to some club activities, but the other three had been working on their parts individually while they waited. Enanan makes all of the artwork for their songs, including thumbnails and visuals. Amiya makes the MV in whole, using Enanan's art as assets. As for Kei and Yuki, Kanade composes the actual song itself, while Yuki handles the mixing. Now, as we move into the perspectives of the other members, I want you to remember that none of these girls know what the others look like, or their real names. You'll hear me use their online names a lot, but while the game was being secretive and using plain silhouettes from Kanade's perspective, they've completely dropped that now. Yuki's real name is Mafiu Asahina, Enanan is Ena Shinonome, and Amiya is Mizuki Akiyama. As the game cycles through the characters, we are given glimpses of their life outside Nightcord. Mafiu is a dutiful student, Ena is a struggling artist who likes to post selfies of herself to great reception, and Mizuki is a carefree spirit who may or may not have a rather poor school attendance record. Kanade, for her part, isn't doing anything different. She's just composing and getting occasionally tormented by flashes of Hatsune Miku on her monitors. No big deal, I'm sure. That night, before they all log off, Enanan brings up a mysterious new online composer by the name of Own. Apparently, they're a composer who operates similarly to N25, completely anonymous. They only started posting songs about 2 weeks ago, but already, all of their songs have over 200,000 views. Enanan describes the songs as giving off a similar feeling to Kei's songs, like they're taking an emotion that's hard to describe and giving it form through music. However, Own's music lacks the warmth that Kanade's gives off. They're cold all the way through, like they're rejecting anything and everything. Amiya and Enanan log off after that, leaving Kei and Yuki to listen to Own's music by themselves. Kanade agrees with Enanan's assessment of the way the music makes her feel, but additionally, the sound and style seem somewhat familiar to her, like she's heard it before. The song ends and Kanade immediately asks Yuki if she was the one who made this song. Yuki laughs and deflects, saying she wouldn't know how to compose something like this, nor write lyrics as dark as these. It's been over a year since she's written her own songs after all, and mostly, Yuki is just happy that Kanade remembered what her music sounded like back then. Back then. Kanade suddenly asks Yuki why she agreed to make music for her. For a good while, it was only the two of them making songs before Amiya and Enanan joined. Yuki said that it sounded fun, and that she really admired Kanade's music. In a way, it was like Kei's music saved her. Hearing this is basically the best thing that Kanade's ever heard since her dad ended up in the hospital. Kanade continues to work that night with a huge smile on her face. Unfortunately, in Yuki Land, Mafiu's smile drops the second she leaves the call. She scrolls through the comments on Own's videos, reading their praise, and can't muster up any sort of reaction. Even after making all of these songs, she still hasn't found what she's looking for. Mafiu Asahina is the picture of a perfect daughter. An excellent student, great role model, and the kind of girl to do everything her mother asks her for. When Amiya overhears a conversation between Mafiu and her mother through Nightcord, some interesting energies translate over the phone. Mafiu's mother's advice seems innocent, but when she tells Mafiu not to hang around people that are beneath her, so to speak, Amiya picks up on some of the underlying messaging in her words. Mafiu, though, does not. She continues to move through her evening, playing the role that she is expected to play. She dreams of becoming a doctor, after all. Universities, entrance exams, medical programs, choices. It all piles up. Everyone is always telling Mafiu that the choice is up to her. She should pursue what she wants. What does she want? Does such a thing even exist? Miku flickers beside Mafiu, and Mafiu slides an empty look her way. Couldn't she just stay in the Sekai forever? Own uploads another harrowing song the morning Kanade goes to visit her father in the hospital. Though he's asleep when Kanade arrives, the nurse says that he's been making good progress. He's slowly remembering things, and even talked about Kanade to the nurses the day prior. It's difficult for Kanade to stay long when he's like this, though. That night, Yuki is mysteriously missing from the Nightcord call. Her absence expands over the course of the week, and eventually the other members start to get really worried. Finding a way to contact her outside of Nightcord is basically impossible, since none of them know anything about each other. But, while Amiya is looking through their shared file folder, she notices an audio file uploaded by Yuki. It was last edited on the day she stopped showing up. It's called Untitled. Bright, white light flashes across 3 screens in tandem, and the rest dissolves into prisms. When Kanade is aware of her surroundings, she's back in the empty expanse from before. Enanan and Amiya's voices drift over from somewhere a bit farther away, and they all catch up with each other. This is also the first time they're seeing each other in person, so hooray! Though, just to be clear, they all still use their online names to refer to each other on occasion in the actual story itself. Suddenly, a figure approaches from off in the distance. It is, of course, none other than Hatsune Miku herself, as the Sekai has designed her to be. Miku is one of the people that called them here, but there was also another. This place was created from her feelings. This is her world, her Sekai. The real world is connected to this place by Untitled. And no, it's not a dream. While Enna and Musique freak out about being stuck here, Miku begs them all to find her. She can't continue like this. If she doesn't realize her true feelings... Miku sighs. She can still be saved. Once she realizes her true feelings, they will give birth to her song. By some strange coincidence, the final member of N25 is standing behind them. Yuki asks Miku why there are people in her Sekai, and tells them all to shut up and get out after they're done fussing over her. A cold, empty expression has taken over her face, and her usually cheery voice has dropped several octaves to reveal her true manner of speaking. To Amiya, Enanan, and Kei, this version of Yuki is nothing like what they're used to. It's strange. Yuki wants to be left alone. Mizuki asks if that means she wants to stop making music with all of them, to which Yuki says yes. Kanade's eyes drop to the ground as she hesitantly asks if she wants to produce songs by herself, as own. Kanade doesn't have any proof, but she knows. She knows that Yuki is the one behind that unique sound. Yuki deflects once before giving up and admitting to it. Anna reacts a bit explosively, but allows Yuki to explain herself. There's no reason for her to remain a part of N25. It wasn't enough. The first time she heard Kanade's songs, it felt like they had saved her, at least a little bit. Yuki thought that by staying close to Kanade, she could help her find what she was looking for, but it wasn't enough. Kanade wasn't able to save her. Yuki tells Miku to get everyone out of her Sekai. Yuki will do anything to find herself again, and if she fails, she'll just have to disappear. Again, Enna and Musique call Yuki out on her bluff, telling her that she's acting strange and that all of this talk of disappearing is super dramatic.
どうしてここに人がいるの？もしかしてユキ？ でもなんかいつもと雰囲気違くない？うるさい。私はここに一人でいたい。わけわかんないんだけど。救えてなかった。一度ちゃんと話そうよ。ユキもちょっと変だしさ。私が変ならあなたたちだってそうでしょ。本当は誰よりも消えたがってるくせに。へえ。私はもうニーゴにいる必要がない。
Yuki asks Miku to get the others out one more time. Though Miku is unsure that Yuki will be able to find her true feelings alone, she complies, shooting N25 pleading glances as they flash back to the real world. Rattled, the remaining 3 members of N25 decide to take time to process everything that's happened before deciding what to do about Yuki. However, Enna can't seem to calm herself down. Seriously, now that Yuki can make amazing songs all on her own, she just tosses the rest of them to the side? Was the praise that Yuki gave to Enna even real? Was she just making fun of her? Enna starts making more art in a blind rage, determined to make something that gets even more recognition than Yuki and Own, but it's not good enough. Suddenly, Enna's father barges in just to belittle her some more for staying up late and drawing. Enna retorts with, "Does it upset the genius artist when his talentless daughter draws?" before yelling at him to get out. And just because Enna can never have peace, her younger brother, Akito, also decides to barge into her room and tell her to keep it down. Give a girl some space, seriously. Her own lack of talent and inability to create something worthwhile makes Enna realize that Yuki was right. She really does just want to disappear. Nothing else matters, does it? Nothing that's important to her will ever be worth looking at. And now, a look into Musique's troubles. Keep this in mind. I feel like it might be important down the line. Okay, sorry. I couldn't go back in the Nightcord past without one little Mizu 5 reference for good measure. Musique doesn't often show up to school. As such, she has to take supplemental lessons to make sure she doesn't fall behind. But therein lies the problem. The reason Musique doesn't like to go to school is because whispers follow her wherever she goes. It's hard to tell what those whispers are about, but bullying isn't always physical or said to the person's face. All Musique wants is to be herself. Is that so wrong? Kanade is probably taking Yuki's disappearance the worst out of all of them. She hasn't stopped working since leaving the Sekai and is slowly losing herself in her music. Well, not only that, Kanade is taking over Yuki's duties in order to keep putting out content. Musique and Enna can't even get through to her long enough to talk about what happened. Kanade hasn't eaten, won't eat, until her song is finished. Her only moment of clarity is when Own posts another song. It feels like being at the bottom of a deep, dark ocean, devoid of all light. Kanade has to keep going in order to truly save the one person she thought she had. But really, can she? Is there a point to trying to save Yuki? Or will she just end up like Kanade's father? She doesn't think she can keep going. Unwillingly, Kanade is reminded of the weeks leading up to her father's hospitalization. He praised her for her gift in composing, nurtured it, and encouraged her to continue making songs. Eventually, Mr. Yoisaki started to fall behind with his work. His clients told him his music is too outdated, and so he works tirelessly to make something worthwhile, which leaves Kanade to take care of his physical well-being. In a way, Kanade's behavior in the present is a mirror image of her father's back in the day. 2 years in the past, Kanade decides to write a song for her father as a means of cheering him up. She helped him out with a part he was struggling with, and that addition ended up being the deciding factor towards determining the winner of the competition he entered. He won, but somehow looks even more tired. Time passes and Kanade's father only gets worse. His clients want more songs like the one in the commercial, like the one Kanade helped with. He works and works and works, and finally produces something he knows his clients will like. Kanade chooses this moment to show her father the song she's been working on, and it's so much better than anything Mr. Yoisaki has made in a long time. He tells her to never stop making music. Someone, someday, might need it. The next morning, Kanade finds her father collapsed on the ground. The doctors tell her that her father has a severe case of memory loss caused by being overworked, and that he may never recover. Kanade finds her father's diary and realizes that he was overworking himself to provide for her and to try to replicate the sort of sound that comes so naturally to her. Immediately, Kanade blames herself. She throws everything on the ground, wishing to disappear, until she spots her mother's music box laying among the carnage. Her father told her to never stop making music, and her mother loved the music her father made. Maybe she can find purpose in creating songs that help people, songs that save them. And so, here we are. A broken, defeated Kanade, finally understanding why Yuki wanted to stay in that empty, lifeless world. It's okay to give up now, right? Kanade finds herself in the empty sekai, laying on the ground, hoping for nothing more to happen. But then the soft sound of music floats through the air. Someone is singing. It's Miku, and it's the song that Kanade wrote back then. When Miku walks over to Kanade, she asks how the Vocaloid knows that song. It has been here, ever since the sekai was created, and Miku's known it all this time. Maybe that song reached her somehow. Miku realizes that Kanade is feeling similarly to Yuki, and suggests that their shared feelings are why her song existed here without Kanade's direct involvement. Even if it wasn't enough, it still reached her. Miku begs Kanade to help Yuki one more time. Yuki doesn't truly want to disappear. She just wants to find herself. Kanade might be the only one who can help her at this point. So please, Miku asks, help her. If nothing else, at least try. Kanade agrees to compose one more song, and maybe, just maybe, this one will make things right. Okay, I'm sure you're feeling some fatigue right now. I know I am. We're going back into Mafiu's past a little bit now, so drink some water or take a lap before we get back into the angst. All good now? Alrighty, back to the show. Junior high Mafiu shows her parents an essay she wrote about what she wants to do in the future, which is to be a nurse who helps people when they get sick. Being a nurse is great and all, says her mother, but wouldn't a doctor pay better? Wouldn't a doctor help more people? Lovely little Mafiu follows her parents' every word and adopts their dream for her. If her mother, father, classmates, and teachers all say that she'd make a good doctor, then this must be the right choice. Slowly, Mafiu starts to lose her sense of taste. She doesn't even know what she likes to do. What did she like? What did she want to do with her life? Where is the real Mafiu? Well, she looked and looked and looked, made song after song, but she still couldn't find it. It should be okay to give up now, right? Musique and Enna are the only ones who log on to Nightcord that evening, and even though she's there, Enna is still acting standoffish and strange. It's not like Musique is feeling the greatest either, but still. She thinks about what she overheard from Yuki's mother, and that, coupled with her outburst from yesterday, paints a clearer picture of what Yuki has been going through. Maybe she's been changing herself to fit in with those around her, and has completely lost any other sort of identity in the process. She's probably been struggling alone for so long that she's finally reached her breaking point. Musique knows what that feels like. Suddenly, Owen uploads 3 songs in quick succession, each one darker than the last. Enna's getting a bad feeling about this. Maybe it really is time to go talk to Yuki again. But that's when Kanade returns from the sekai, sharing her plans to make one more song for Yuki. Musique asks to go with Kanade when she shows Yuki her song, if only to tell her how much they'd miss her if she were gone. Enna's not going, though. Everyone has their own problems, and throwing a big fit doesn't make Yuki any more special than anyone else. Kanade and Musique aren't bothered by Enna's unwillingness to accompany them, but the look of guilt on Enna's face says there's more to the story. Kanade finishes the song in record time, and with that, it's time to go see Yuki. Mafiu struggles through another day of school, unable to wear her usual mask, and comes home to find her synthesizer out in the living room. Her mother planned to throw it away since Mafiu never uses it, and Mafiu can only stare in disbelief as her mother rambles on about tutors and other such things. Now she really can give up, right? Mafuyu confesses all of this to Miku, admitting that her true feelings are just the ones that tell her to disappear. Thankfully, at that moment, Kanade arrives. Though that's not before Enna goes through Owen's music and realizes that she might come to regret her decision to stay behind. Enna hates Yuki, but she can't help but enjoy her music. If Yuki disappeared, then Enna won't be able to hear her music anymore, and that's not fair. As you might expect, Yuki refuses to listen to Kanade's song. Even Miku tries asking her to give it a try, but she won't. She wants to disappear so badly. Is that not clear to them? Always barging in on her like this, shoving their help in her face when they know nothing about her. But Kanade does know. Yuki was right. She wants to disappear so badly she doesn't know what to do. Kanade explains the situation regarding her father and how her music was at the core of it. Even so, her father's wish is the only thing keeping her going. She'll keep composing until she can truly save someone. That's nice and all, but Yuki isn't moved by Kanade's speech in the slightest. She says Kanade has been cursed by her father, and that she couldn't give a damn about that curse. They're not alike. Kanade is only trying to save Yuki to fulfill some desperate desire to save herself. The two bicker back and forth a little more, because everyone in this music group is really stubborn, when finally Enna breaks up the argument. Well, I say breaks up the argument, when really she's just adding to it. Her voice is just so loud that it stuns the other two into silence. Yuki has everything Enna has ever wanted. Friends, recognition, familial love, but most importantly, talent. Even if Yuki says she has nothing, Enna doesn't see it that way. Here, let me just have the Journey to Bloom animation do the talking for me.
私の曲を聴いてほしい。もう放っておいて。ふざけないでよ。私の欲しいもの持ってるくせに。私は何も持ってない。私にとってはそうじゃないって言ってんの。消えるなんて絶対に許さない。私はただ見つけたかっただけ。僕はユキの好きにすればいいと思うよ。でもいなくなったら寂しいな。勝手なことばっかり。私のことなんて何もわからないくせに。わかるよ。私も本当は消えたくて仕方がない。だから私は誰かを救う曲を作り続けなくちゃいけないって思って生きてる。私はもう疲れたの。探しても探しても探しても見つからなくって、それでも探して絶望して、もうこれ以上どうしようもないじゃない。私が作り続ける。救えるまで作り続ける。何言ってるの。ユキが自分を見つけられるまでずっと作る。どうしてそこまで。私のただのエゴだよ。
There, that should do it. This video is long enough, so let me just add in some highlights of the full conversation from the story. Mafuyu's outburst lasts a lot longer, and Kanade vows to keep composing forever, if that's what it takes. So long as Mafuyu is able to tell her that she hasn't found what she's looking for, that will be enough to keep Kanade going. It's insane behavior, and Mafuyu says as much, but Kanade won't back down. She'll do it. Whatever it takes. Mafuyu can't promise that she'll be able to find herself at all, but she does promise to try for just a little bit longer, so long as Kanade promises to keep composing music for as long as it takes. With that, Mafuyu's true feelings are finally realized, and the untitled song changes into something they all helped create. The unit commission song for Nightcord at 25 is called Composing the Future. Welcome back, Yuki. The final 10 minutes or so is just wrapping things up. Musique invites everyone to a local diner in order to have their first official meeting, and it's here where they finally tell Mafuyu their real names and vice versa. It's so rewarding to hear Kanade say Mafuyu's name after just hearing Yuki for 2.5 hours. Normalcy slowly returns to N25, but their story is only just beginning.
Yuki.
Are we done? Oh, thank you, Miku, thank you. We're finished! Goodness, I always seem to forget how dense the main stories are. After getting so used to 8-episode event stories, this thing really felt like a marathon. Okay, some fun trivia before I set you free. You might have noticed that I included some clips from a 2D animated project of some sort, and that's the Journey to Bloom animation made to celebrate the game's 3rd anniversary. They're immensely condensed versions of the main story, slimming it down to only 5 minutes. See, it took me at least 20 minutes, if not 25, to summarize everything. 25, like N25. Oh, did you know that Nightcord actually has 2 unit commissions? It's true. Cell Phone Love Story was supposed to be the original unit commission, but the devs didn't think it encapsulated the correct energy, so Composing the Future was written instead, and Keitai Renwa was given to Musique and Enna as a separate cover. The Mizuena truly started early. Okay, I think that's enough from me. I said all of my sappy stuff in the intro, so I'll spare you from a rehash and just offer another simple thank you. Since I'm all caught up with Nightcord events, if you're new, the rest of Nightcord's story is already summarized here on my YouTube channel. Check out my playlist for all of the events in order. I'll see you all soon for Unreliable Notes. Until then.